Talk to me about this effort and why it's a problem.
No, they've done it every 10 years. I mean, they do it constantly. And let me just say that every year, one time we had 23, now we have 27. We only have 3 African Americans. Why is the attack on this particular district that represent African Americans and putting community of interest together? Explain that to me. The 1965 Voting Rights Act still stands. Section 2 still stands as we speak, saying that you should put communities of interest together. That you shouldn't, yes, you shouldn't have regression. That you know, we don't have any PAC districts in Florida. I mean, when you look at it, if African Americans don't show up, you don't vote. Look at the Tampa-St. Pete area. That is a minority access district. They chose not to. So, I mean, it's left up to whether or not you get out and vote.
So, if they redraw the lines across the state,
But why is it that you want that map? That map was never introduced. NAACP, the real civil rights organization, they absolutely argued against it, and they support these communities. They were involved in the 1992 drawing of the district, and they've been in court ever since, fighting to keep the communities of interest together. So now, who is this group that you're talking about that don't support and really would dismantle the communities of interest by destroying it with the map that they propose?
So if they
and the discussion that I've heard, well, you can win. This is not about me winning. I could die today or tomorrow. This is about making sure we have African Americans at the table. And when you draw the congressional, then they're going after the Senate. Then they're going after the House. Then they're going after the school board. Then they're going to Georgia. They're going to Alabama. This is an organized effort to dismantle the 1965 Voting Rights Act and take African Americans out.
Well, Representative Brown, there are those who would look at your district and say the way it is drawn, it benefits all the Republicans around you by basically packing people specifically.
Okay, did you see the New York Times article?
The one that said that you cannot draw fair districts in Florida, yes.
No, it says that regardless of, it ain't no packing. You can't tell me that a 40+% district is a packed district. No. It gives minorities the opportunity to draw or elect a candidate of their choice. And basically, you're saying that the only criteria is what a district look like. What it's about is whether or not you have representative government. And we didn't have what happened in Ferguson and Baltimore, because you have representative government. You have people at the table fighting to make sure that the federal government is supportive, working with the communities. You have someone working with the local officials, and that's what you need to have.
But if that happens at the expense of keeping African American communities out of neighboring Republican districts, is that fair?
What do you mean? So why do we supposed to be, for 129 years, we had no representation? So you're suggesting to me that we shouldn't have African Americans elected?
I don't think anyone's making that case. The
No,
question was...
That is exactly what the Florida Supreme Court did. Because in what they're doing in dismantling, they're dismantling all of those communities of interest and saying that Sanford, now they've already done that. They said Sanford should not have representation of an African American. That has already been done. So we're talking about regression there. We're talking about a community that needs to make sure they have representative at the table. A history of problems in Sanford. And you're going to tell me the only person that should represent Sanford want to sell public housing? Absolutely not. No. They should have, we ain't talking about Republicans or Democrats. We're talking about representative governments. And I am saying as we speak, we need to make sure that we have an opportunity to elect candidates of our choice and not be body parts. This is not a game.